Hi guys. So in this video, we'll be discussing about that leftover part. So I think you have tried that map operation, right, by yourself. So in this video, we will be starting with that map operation part first. So if you have tried it, that's well and good. You will be learning a lot. And if you have not tried, then try to pause this video and try it out once. Yeah, how map operation will be performed on an employee object. Okay, then you can resume this. So let's get started and understand the map operations. So let me share my screen. I hope you can see my screen now. So now I want to perform this operation. I want to increment the salary of all the employees by 10%. So how can you do that? You're using big decimal, right? So big decimal operation is different. How can you operate that? So let's do that. So what we can do for that? We will do array list dot stream dot map. Map accepts which type? It's written over here. Function super employee extends are mapper. So we have to give that mapper. And it internally has accept method. Okay, so it is accepting the method, accepting the data from the user input. So what we can put over here, we will be putting here employee. Okay, so I want the salary to be incremented by 10%, right? So emp.getEmp salary should be incremented. That means you are incrementing 10% of a particular number, let's suppose X. So what will be my final value after incrementing? It will be X plus 10% of X or X plus 0.1X. You can understand like that, right? So 10% increment on a base salary means X plus X. Let's suppose X is a base salary. You might have done it in your maths, right? In class 8, 9. So if we want to calculate what is the final value after doing increment of 10% is X plus 10% of X. Okay. So consider X as salary. So X plus. So how to do add operation here in big decimal with the help of add method. So there is add method over here which accepts big decimal type. So we have to do like X plus is done now. Now we have to do 10% of X means 0.1 of X. So we will do 0.1 big decimal dot value of 0.1. Okay, dot what we have to do, we have to multiply, right? So there is a separate method for multiply, which is multiply. Okay, now we have to multiply it with the original salary. That means emp dot get emp salary. Okay, so now we have calculated all the 10% incremented salary. So now what we have to do, we have to print those salaries. We have to do dot for each. It's a terminal operation, right? So with the help of this terminal operation, we will end this. So we have to print and we will end. We will do system.out print stream class colon println. You'll be thinking like so long we have written. We will be able to understand or not? Yes, it's very easy. Okay, it's not difficult. If you understand, no, it will be very much easy for you. Okay, so here if you can see here, arraylist.stream.map, we are taking the employee salary. Okay, after taking the employee salary, we are mapping with all the employee object salary and we are incrementing it by 10%. So consider it as x plus 10% multiplied by X, which is my salary. It's simple maths, X plus 10% of X. And now at last we have to terminate it. So either you can store it in a list and then you can use for each operation on it, for each loop, and then you can write it. There will be like 2 or 3 more lines will be taken. So why you want to take 2 or 3 lines? So basically you are using stream to reduce the number of lines of the code, right? You have to reduce the boilerplate code. So for that, we are using dot for each method system.out print line. One single line you can print it. So now let's run it. So here you can see incremented by 10%. Okay, after incrementing by 10%, if you can compare over here, we just compare it once. Here it is showing 20,000. So 10% of 20,000 is 2,000. So 20,000 plus 2,000 is 22,000. So 10,000 plus 1,000 is 11,000. Similarly, 55,000. Then 1,10,000. Then 2,20,000. Then 22,000. It's very simple, right? So each and every employee's salary is incremented by 10%. So like this, we have performed map operation also. So then Now, what is the next step now? We will be discussing about other intermediate operation as well. So mainly two terminal operations are used, okay, which is collect method and for each method. So basically these two only it is used in a main project also. And in the interviewer also, they will ask only around these two terminal operations only. It will not ask any other. So there is one more terminal operation which is important if it is asked. Okay, so there is a method called count method. Okay, so count is also a terminal operation. With the help of count, it will count how many objects are there which is satisfying this condition. So let's suppose I want to calculate the count of all those employees whose salary is less than 50,000. How can we do that? Okay, so this is my next requirement. So how can we do that? We will write it till here. Okay. Okay, so let us write count operation. Okay, it's a count operation. Count operation. Okay. Okay. Then what we have to do, we will copy paste it here, and then we will make use of terminal operation called count. So it returns me long type data. Okay. So now we will get the count of all the employees whose salary is less than 50,000. Okay. So I want to print it over here only. So can we do that? No, we can't do that because count is a terminal operation. So how can we do that? We have to store it, or you can directly print system.out.print. That also will do, but basically we don't do that. We will store it in a long count. Okay, and then we will print count of employees less than 50K is plus count. Okay, so if we print this, let's see what will be the output. Yeah, if you see the console, you can see count of 50,000, count of employees less than 50,000 is 3. So is that so? Yes. So you can see here 10,000, 20,000, and one more 20,000. Okay. So there are 3 employee objects whose salary is less than 50,000. So I have added one more employee over here. Okay. To show you the distinct operation. So all the elements are same, but here it is considering as a separate entity object. So you can see like employee 101, 101, name is also same, salary is also same, address is also same, everything is same, but still it is considered as a separate object by analyst. Why it is considering that? Now let's understand that. So first, before that, we will finish this thing. So this we have understood like count of employees, which is having less salary, like less than 50,000. So its count is 3. Okay. So we have understood it now. So now after this, we have understood count operation also. Now we will understand some other intermediate operation, which is distinct operation. Okay. So with the help of distinct, if we see, if I apply distinct over here, so within that there is a distinct method also present. So it just, what it does, it remove all the duplicates. For the case of string, what it does, string and integers, normally it will remove the duplicates. There will be no issue with that. But here it's an object. Okay. In case of object, how can it remove the duplicate? How can it remove the duplicate? Because analyst will not understand, like, because it's employee type. So how will it understand whether all the employees you are calculating distinct based on what parameter? So how will you tell the distinct method, like you want the uniqueness based on which parameters? For that, what you have to do? You have to override hash code and equals method. Okay. For string, we didn't do that. Why? Because string internally has overridden hash code and equals method. So there is a contract between them which is present in string. But for any other type of object, by default, hash code and equals method are not overridden. So to perform distinct operation properly, so before that, let me show you what's the output of this. I've added distinct operation, but still you will see that the count is 3 only. 101, these all elements are taken 2 times. Okay, these and these are taken 2 times with same values because we have not overridden hash code and equals. So now let's override that and let's see the magic. So how to override? Within source, if you go, you will get generate hash code and equals. If you click on here, you will just click on generate, you will generate hash code and equals method. So here you will see it's overriding hash code and it's calculating the hash. Okay, so it is generally generating the hash code for these input values. Okay, it is calculating the hash code of it. And if hash code is same, okay, then it will check for equals. Okay, and if equals are also same, that means the object is same. Okay, it's already matched, so it will not add it again. Okay, so distinct operation will internally use this equals method. It will check whether the data is already present or not. So it will check the object, whether the object is present or not. Okay, so it will return me true. That means this object is already there. If it is null, that means it will return me false. That means there is no object pertaining to that type. Then class, it's mapping the class, whether the employee class is matching with the object class or not. If it is matching, it will return me true, otherwise it will return me false. Not equal to means it will return me false. Now that object is of employee type, so it has typecasted automatically. So it's the intelligence of the Eclipse that it automatically converts the object into employee and it checks. Okay, so this gets asked in an interview, so it's very important. How will you override hash code and equals method? So you should know this. They will tell you to write this. You show me in front of me. How will you override hash code and equals? So then you have to tell them a hash code, it will get overridden like this. And for equals method, we have to write like this. Okay. So basically this, we have to check with object, whether it's null or not, that we have to check. And the class is matching with the existing employee class or not, that we have to compare. Okay. Then we have to convert that object to employee type. Then we will be checking with objects dot equal, because object is a supermost class, right? All the classes extends or implements object class. So then we will be checking the current employee address with the past, because already is present. Okay, so there will be certain set of employee address which already gets added into the list. So it's a new address which is coming. Okay, which is coming. And this is already present employee address. So it will compare whether the employee address which is coming newly is already present in the array list as the same value or not. It will compare. So if it is different, okay, then it will check again. Next, whether object dot equals employee ID is same or not, it will check. Employee name is same or not, it will check. And then employee salary is same or not, it will check. So if you don't want to compare based on ID, you can simply remove that. It's totally up to you. You can write your own logic over here. So here Eclipse has given its default hash code and equals method logic. So if you want, you can make any changes over here based upon your requirement. So as of now, I'm not changing. So I'm considering that I want to compare the uniqueness based on all the fields. Okay. So if all the fields get satisfied, that means that particular employee object is duplicated. Okay. So if hash code is same, it will check for equals method, and then it will check whether all the field values are same with the given existing value or not. If all the and returns me true, that means that particular object is already present in the array list. So we will not be adding it again. Okay. So what we will do here now, if I try to run this. So remember, you can see here two employee 101 2 times. So now I will run it again to see the magic. So if you run this, we will see the employee count is now reduced, like 101 and 102. 101 is not there as of now. Okay. So now here I haven't put distinct. That's why this count is showing me 3. So let me put distinct over here. Okay. So now let's run it again. See, count is reduced to 2 now. Previously it was 3. Okay. So now this 101 is not duplicating again. But this is very much important, and it may or may not be asked in the interview, but it will be useful in your project. So you will be working on a specific project while getting onboarded in a company, right? So there the client may tell you to give requirement to write down the code for this type of requirement. So these are very much important. Okay. So count we have understood. We have understood distinct concept. So now we will understand the sorting concept. How can you sort the elements based on different parameters? Okay. So now let's suppose I want to sort the element based on the employee salary. How will you sort the element? sort on the employees based on the employee's salary. How can you do that? Let's see that. So within this thing, there is a method called sorted. Okay, so with help of that sorted, you can sort it. So if you see here sorted, so you can see it's a overloaded method. So there are two overloaded methods, sorted with no argument and sorted with one argument, which is of comparator type. But here we will not take sorted normally because we are not in need of default natural sorting order. We will sort based on the salary. So for that, we will opt for second one, comparator. So what we will do here, we will write comparator type data. Okay, so how can we compare? We will make use of comparator class. Okay, so comparator interface. So we will make use of comparator present in java.util package, comparator dot comparing. Okay, so it accepts function type. So what function we will give? I want to sort based on the salary. Employee colon colon get salary. Okay, so now it has been stored. So with the help of this, what it will do? It will sort all the employees based on their salary. Okay, so now let's check that whether it is sorting me or not, whether it gives me sorting data or not. So if you check that, yeah, you can see 102 employees coming first with salary 10,000 and 101 employees coming at second with 20,000 salary. Okay, so now you have, hope you have got the idea. Before that, what it was the output? Previously, before adding sorted method, it was coming 101, 102 with 20,000 and 10,000. But after adding that sorted, it has reversed. It is showing 102 employee ID first. Why? Because it is sorting based on salary. And if you want to sort based on other parameters also, you can keep on adding here. Dot sorted, dot sorted. If you want to sort based on other parameters, you can write it here as well. Dot sorted. Again, you can the same thing you can write comparator dot comparing. Comparator dot comparing. You can write employee colon colon get EMP address. Okay, like that you can write n number of sorted methods. And if you want to sort based on 4, 5, 6, 7 fields in the same way, you can do it in one single line. Okay, so if you just see it, it will also give me proper output. Okay, so see here, B is coming first. Okay, and 10,000 is coming first greater than 20,000. Okay, so first it will check the salary. So if salary is smaller, okay, so it's like now normal natural sorting order. So 10,000 will come first, then 20,000, and then it will check for this Bihar and UP. So B is coming first, then U, then that's why Bihar is coming first. Okay, so like that, it is printing me all the data in a proper sorted order fashion. Okay, so I hope you have got the concept how it is happening. Okay, so if you want to put it in a reverse order, how can you put that? If you want to sort it in a reverse order fashion, reverse order with respect to this salary, then there is one more method for that. So if you remove this, so I want you to try it out by your own. So then only you will explore the things, right? So I want you to try it out. How can you do that? There is a method. I didn't want to tell you that method, but let me tell you. Each and everything I will not write. So there is a method called as reverse order. Okay. So now try to find it out. How can you put that reverse order in this particular line? And you can change the order of the pattern. Okay. So how can you put that? That we have to think. So this was the major thing that we have discussed it. Okay. So I hope you have got the concept, you got the idea. So now we will be discussing about some more major programming concepts based on streams. Like how can you calculate the first repeating character, first non-repeating characters. Okay, so there are different programs that you can implement using streams. and you will see like lot of boilerplate codes has been removed. So that all things will be understanding. So all major terminal operation, intermediate operation has been discussed over here. And one more thing is remaining, which is grouping by. This is also very much used in our project. Okay, collectors dot grouping by. So it's basically returns been a map type of data. It groups data based on specific parameter. So that we'll be discussing in the next lecture. Then we will start with all the different programs based on streams. Till then, we'll see you in the next lecture. Bye bye.